Students of ninth class, let's begin studying civics. And our first chapter is our constitution. So we have got total 3 chapters in the first unit test, but we are going to study only few concepts. So in this chapter we are going to study the meaning of constitution. Constitution is a comprehensive document containing the set of rules according to which the government of the country runs. So we know that for every institution, for everything, there are rules. Without rules, nothing can run or can be operated. So in a constitution, there are rules for the people and there are rules for the government, successive government, and the bureaucracy. It regulates the position and powers of the 3 organs, that is the legislative, the executive, and judiciary. Legislative is the body which makes law. Executive is the body which implements the law, President, Prime Minister, and the Council of Ministers. Judiciary, that body which protects the law. So students, only this much we have in the syllabus. And then straight we come to the adoption and enforcement dates, various dates. The constitution was adopted and passed by Constituent Assembly. This is important. By whom it was passed? By Constituent Assembly, which was a mini India. That means Union Parliament of that time. On November 26, 1949, it was passed and adopted. And it came into force January 26, 1950. Now students, next concept we have. The question is why 26 January was chosen as for the enforcement of the constitution. It has its own significance because on January 26, 1929, at the Lahore session, the Indian National Congress had for the first time given the call of Purna Swaraj. Earlier they were fighting for self-government, and it was the first time they called for Purna Swaraj, that is a complete independence. So that is the significance of 26th January. Okay students, and then students we have second chapter, that is a silent feature. In this we are going to have concept, that is a single citizenship. That means India follows a single citizenship. This means that all Indians, irrespective of state of their domicile, are the citizen of India. Okay, unlike USA. USA has got double citizenship, one for the state and another for the country. And students, we have universal adult franchise. This means that irrespective of any religion, color, caste, economy, or political background, anyone above a citizen of India, anyone above 18 years of age can vote to choose their representative. Okay. Then students, we have the names. The reduced syllabus of ICSE tells us that you need to learn only the names of fundamental rights. So we have right to equality, we have right to freedom, right against exploitation, right to freedom of religion, cultural and educational rights, rights to constitutional remedies, and right to education. So we don't have explanation, but only you need to study and remember these rights. Okay, and again we have a few duties here. For duty, the constitution gives us few duties which we have our duty towards our country: to abide by the constitution, to cherish and follow the noble ideal which inspired our national struggle, to uphold and protect the sovereignty and unity and integrity of India, to promote harmony and spirit of common brotherhood. So students, various we have. You go through this and try to study all these duties. These are as easy as ABC. Okay, still you have any doubt, you can clear online. Okay, and then students, we have third chapter, that is a silent feature of the constitution. So here we have a silent feature, directive principle. Here also we are going to study only the meaning. The directive principle are the guidelines to be followed by the government in the governance of the country. Part 4th of Constitution, the directive principle of state policy under Article 36 to 51. So students, these are just guidelines, instruction that the framers of the Constitution have given for the successive government, that how they should rule the people, and what they should make, how they can make a country a welfare state. So further we have a welfare state. Its meaning: a welfare state is a state which seeks to ensure the maximum happiness of maximum number of people living within its territory. That means the country. Okay, state here means the country. That means to give maximum happiness to the people. Okay, and to the maximum number. The Constitution of India seeks to establish India as a welfare state through this way. Okay, through the directive principles. Okay, because directive principle emphasize the goal of the Indian polity is a welfare state. Okay, where the state has positive duty to ensure to its citizen social and economic justice. So students, go through these 3 chapters and few of the reduced concepts which I have already spoken here, and if you have any doubt you can clear online. Thank you.